Greetings of the diaspora to those that don't speak the languages that we speak. Welcome back, everybody. Stoners United, Korean Conscious, Black Korean Conscious, Woke Gang, Anti-Woke Gang, Knowledge Seekers, Knowledge Collectors, Togoza Gogo Gang, Makosi Gang, Dingaka Gang. Everybody, as long as we're all here in love and light. Welcome back to another episode, and I'm super excited. It's one of those where we're gonna be, because what's what Pizga life, we're gonna be recording a couple of things. So if you see different outfits on different days and whatnot, it is still here. We have a very, very interesting friend of mine. We met at we met under interesting circumstances. But he's just somebody I've always held so dear, Yena and his family as well. So we're gonna start with the first part because he has been enlightening me with a whole lot of things. Some are very shocking, some are on some okay, Marrakesha, how? And then he'd always leave me like hanging there a little bit. But welcome everybody, as long as we're all here in Love and Lights. Today, Morena Keabetsoe, he'll introduce himself. I don't know what titles you go by because when I met you, you had markings of other things. So I don't know. Can I still call you Kesha? Can I call you Makosi? What do I call you?
Yes, Keabetsoe Dikgole. Motswedi, that's where we originally come from. Bahurutsi.
Aha.
Yes.
So Motswana actually.
Yes,
You just speak Soto.
I mix my words. I mean, it came from growing up in Soweto.
Yeah.
So my Swana wasn't as deep and wasn't as founded as from my father's side. It was more my mother's side, which are Masudu.
There's the mother tongue, I guess. Yeah.
So I'm a creative.
He's a creator, actually. I've moved that one. I don't call it creative anymore because creative is like, but actually you make things like you're a god. Actually, you make things.
Yes. I think that's where the whole concept of God or the idea of the word God.
Yeah.
That we are all creators.
Actually,
but once you find your niche,
that's the word. That's the word. That's the word. Yeah. So, can you explain to us what? Yeah. So it's very controversial. So it's going to be a very interesting episode. But I don't think he refers to himself as controversial. This is how you are currently doing life, I'm assuming. So can you explain to us what is your take on spirituality, and how different or how exact is it to religion? So I know this is a question that I found myself in low vibrational things where I was in an argument about this thing and I'm like, but I promised I'm not doing these things anymore. Sure. So what is your understanding of spirituality? And because I've experienced you, like I'm saying, okay, I had assumed you're this person, but I've seen you have a global, a universal mind when you're approaching this topic.
It's a very diverse thing. Like saying, what is the world?
Yeah.
What is Africa? What is America? I think we're all spiritual. But I can say when it comes to spiritual and religion, it's spirituality is being having the freedom, more of a freedom to explore and express and fall and wake up. Whereas religion is, I would say, is like a box.
Yeah.
Where people have found safety.
Can I do this?
Sure.
I think this is disturbing you.
Where people have found safety in that house, basically.
Yeah.
So you belong to that house.
Do you think it's maybe like a childhood wound of some sort where you need like a safe space to sort of exist and you can't literally be questioning a lot of things now that you're speaking actually?
It becomes very tricky because some of it is in-house. So you grow up under parents who go to a particular church. So you follow the church and that's all you know. And most churches will say, when you see that, just know that's not right. You need to follow this one.
Yeah.
But then you look at how many different types of churches there are, and what happens when you, in your family, you've got Machrist, then you've got Catholic. Then you see there is a difference.
Yeah.
But now people are looking at how you act and how I act as a Christian, as a Muslim, and define that, they box it.
Yeah.
To say that's that culture or that's that religion.
Yeah.
It's like culture. We have different cultures.
Yeah. Which evolves also.
Which evolves.
Yeah.
But why is it evolving?
is the question.
Is it because of the times, or is it because of the people?
Aren't those two closely related
Definitely,
in a way?
definitely.
Yeah. And I've seen like with the movement of things,
Yeah.
like the woke spaces are sort of
Yes.
also becoming sort of a religion. We want to sort of liberate ourselves from religion in the end, but we get into another space where we feel, okay, no, there's dimensions here. I need to act right. This is that, and yeah, maybe defeating what.
So I always look at it like this: when you stay in Soweto, there's a different mindset of people.
Yeah.
But now you break down Soweto as like Christianity. Let's break it down. Dulago Diploof, Dulago Zola. Totally two different places, totally two different mindsets, totally different types of education, schooling, the
Exposure to
space, the
life, who
space,
you
the dress
interact with.
code. You know what I'm saying?
Kwa deep soil ba re ka rona what or whatever it
Yes.
is.
But the same thing is within cultures.
Yeah.
But now, what is culture?
What is culture?
Because go Botswaning, there's different types of Botswana. There's different
I'm
types of
asking you questions today, ne? Don't ask me
yes.
questions.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm not
saying that
answering questions now
I'm
today
saying
because I
that
never know how to answer you.
I'm saying that that's how diverse it keeps getting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I always say that, don't ever limit yourself in terms of exploring spirituality and understanding what spirituality is. And you'll find it is actually linked to religion, but particular aspect of it. And a particular aspect of interlinking everything.
Yeah.
Yes. But now some people get stuck in religion because they want to do something that's spiritual or that I saw. But Muslims do this. I want to do that, but we are not allowed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I kind of feel religion is. It's like you studied law, so you can't do maths. That's how I kind of see. But we were all
But
into
we're
school.
diverse people.
Yeah, we all went to school. So
Yeah.
spirituality is school.
Yeah.
But now you decided I want to take this road, but you can't go that road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you limit your own self, actually.
Society and you limit
Mm-hmm.
yourself because of the society that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
I
a
hope
little
I'm
fact.
answering it because like I see it as not a singular.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm all for I think the life I'm existing in now, I'm so open to a whole lot of things where I didn't even know that some particular religions feel the crystals really in a demonic. I was like so shocked, yo. And like yeah, ra lematsana by wanting to control
Yes.
how people express themselves. But yeah, I hope that is clear. And then in your world, does African spirituality exist? If so, how do you define this? Yeah, and like I'm saying, yeah, I don't know. You'll cut me off where there's things I cannot ask. Because how experienced you and your family, literally three, right? My favorite number. It's my stable number. And from that on, I could say, okay, no, I think Iringaka, these people, and I know with your partner, she's a practicing healer in that way, But Lena, she enlightened me to something so amazing. She's like, okay, now don't do the river cleanses using the spilling of blood anymore.
Yes.
And I found an alternative. But how much no the beads and whatnot and whatnot. So what is African spirituality for you?
I think it's a concept of spirituality.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because Africans have a particular way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you look at the from face value, you can separate it.
Okay, I'm
But when you
listening.
go deep into it, you realize that it is it's spread across people who are actually connected to a particular dimension or space or understanding. When they say like you see with the third eye.
Yeah.
Yes. So if I say I see Ugogo and Zulala, you'd be like, no, all right. But then another person says, "Nagwanamku."
Yeah.
Yes. Aperi 1, 2, 3. And then I say, okay, if that is African, but then we look at South American and we look at the Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
like the Chinese are very connected to themselves
Yeah.
and to to their ancestors. So do you call that Chinese spirituality? Because if you look at it, they have aspects of what Africans are doing.
Yeah.
They've got their own herbs, got their own. You see what I'm saying? Different elements
Yeah.
that they play around with.
What do you feel about the concept of that everything is from African civilization, especially when you're speaking to like the Chinese, especially. And now I don't know. I'm experiencing seeing like that. I've seen it before, but now I'm seeing a lot of Tswanas and the original inhabitants of South Africa when I see a lot of Asian people now. So what is your take, ya gore, everything is from Africa or an African perspective?
I think there is great possibilities that we are from one source and evolved, but not from like monkey evolved.
Yeah.
I feel like from person to person evolved.
Yeah.
Because I always ask myself if a Tswana and a Changani make a child, what does that child become?
Yeah.
Yes. And so if a Chinese, I mean, like look at now a white person and an African person, that's what we've labeled them as, have a child. What does that child become?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say no, where was the child born? So they're trying to restrict what they are.
Yeah.
So in a way, I could say it's a universal law, which, when you look far back, stems from Africa.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of like inklings that there's a look at Africa, like the Chinese and the what we call the Khoisan, which are
Yes.
not meant
Yes.
to be called Khoisan.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Recent discovery as well.
Yes, and you look at the eyes. They say no, those are Chinese eyes. But you look at similarities, and we wanna connect the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, but I was reading that the old Chinese were actually black,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know how the phasing came out. Apparently, there's a village where they're black
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah.
So then, what is that? Is that African?
Sure. Is it location based?
Is it
Is
location based?
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
think when you say we are the cradle of humankind,
Yeah.
I don't think we have like 100% proof of that. And I mean, if we look, and I can say I can be. You can. There's room for interjection
Yeah.
and or for change, because what if we're not actually from here as a race, as a people, as a whatever? I mean,
Is
let's
that
say
how
we
you
come
expand
from.
your consciousness? You always ask, what if it's not like this? Is that
Yes.
how you approach?
Yeah, I think it leaves room for disappointment, and it won't be as harsh as how people are deeming it gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a lot of room for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now when you're mentioning the fact, yeah, like what do we do now when we are mixing? Because like with most of us here, I'm half Zulu, I'm half what then? What scale do we stop it by?
Yes.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
going back to that, I remember there was a point where people said that that's why we never mixed bloods. As in Aulu Motswana or you marry Motswana, you keep in the Tswana. Just like how certain white people will keep in the
In the
particular
incest.
family. They call it
Incest,
incest.
yeah.
But why was it done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Little Nabaswota incest to
Yes.
keep the
To keep it in.
yeah.
So that keeps you, I guess, Soto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah. It's a limited way to live though,
yes,
don't you
because
think?
now look at our generations, and they keep splitting. You'll find everyone is in there. So what
Libo,
are
my
you?
friend, Banalidi descendant. Oh.
Yes, but you must remember that a lot of people here came from up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I learned we came from like where we say is Egypt.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we came down, but there was a lot of up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a different perspective on that.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, actually no. Let's let's not go there. Okay, and then one conversation I know that lingered for the longest, and I'm like, damn, I wish we had given them a chance to actually answer this. So the time more, we met on a Saturday, and that's when I discovered how to know you're a designer as well. And then you're speaking about aliens, right?
Yes.
And then yeah, we never allowed you to continue. Then okay, so what are aliens? What's your understanding of aliens? What's alien in relation to us? Yeah, not unpacking the words, okay, UFO, whatever it is, but what is your view or understanding thereof?
So I went through
I think
a
that were
whole,
about what's this lucid dreaming. I think that was the topic we're speaking about, or something like
yes, where you meet things you've never seen.
that.
And I always say that, when we use certain words, I think we kind of never get to the depth of
Yeah,
those words and understandings. And
the concept of it.
yes, so
Yeah.
I always need to go back to, okay, in your language, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In your language, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And then you realize these words never existed.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Um, and I look at aliens. When I hear aliens, I hear it being more of something of a higher consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
something that
Mm-hmm.
can do something that you can't do,
Mm-hmm.
something that looks different to you or different to anything you've seen.
Yeah.
That's how I think most people are defining aliens. But I feel there's a deeper aspect to it because we don't call people who shapeshift aliens. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So what if that person that's shapeshifting is an alien because
Yeah.
it's foreign to you?
Yeah.
So it's something that is actually foreign to you.
So you're
And
gonna have to open that one out as well.
yes,
But
yes,
okay, what
yes.
is shapeshifting for people to also understand what shapeshifting is?
I think it's very deep and I'm still trying to grasp it to a way that I can understand it because experience also gives enlightenment in terms of those beings
Yeah.
or those spirits or
Yeah.
those entities.
Yeah.
I mean, look how many different variations we've given this thing because it comes in many ways. I honestly believe
UFOs.
that, I mean, if we look at all the people on the earth,
Yeah.
I feel like in a sense we're all aliens because we don't look the same.
Yeah.
We're not like one race. We all have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 And I think we've become familiar with each other, so it's not like an alien thing. But what I can do and what you can do are completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
It's a whole
So with
manipulation
with
type of.
that though, then what's your take on the different dimensions? Because you're saying, okay, so something that has a higher consciousness, so would then be shape shifting be access like are people uh able to access different there's different dimensions because I know you always share stuff, yeah, the fifth dimension and the whatnot. So how do you unpack that for us to understand? Okay, because if you're speaking like this, well, okay, they have high intelligence, and you're speaking of shape shifting, I think there could be people that can travel between
Mm.
different dimensions. Where some of us, Shem, we need enhancers for us to be able to tap into such spaces. So are they different dimensions? Do they shift across those dimensions?
Um, I think this is an open space to say. I think there are different dimensions, and I think different dimensions are different frequencies in different spaces. Um, Now the question is, how do you tap into
Yeah.
different
Hmm.
dimensions? I feel we're all not meant to tap into.
Please join us for part 2 the following week. Thank you so much for watching.